European Union has vowed to completely cut off Russian oil imports by January 2028, signaling the end of an energy relationship that has defined European security and economics for decades. In response, Moscow has turned east, building a new energy empire with China and Iran at its core. This isn't just about pipelines, it's about power, politics, and the future of the global order. The EU's decision is clear: no more Russian oil by 2028. EU leaders argue that Europe cannot bankroll Vladimir Putin's war machine while claiming to defend peace in Ukraine. Before Russia's invasion in 2022, Europe imported nearly 40% of its natural gas and 25% of its oil from Moscow. That dependency was worth hundreds of billions of euros annually. Today, Russian gas accounts for only 13% of EU imports, a dramatic decline achieved through sanctions, diversification, and costly emergency purchases of LNG. But this transition comes with risks. Countries like Hungary and Slovakia still rely on Russian pipelines for more than 50% of their natural gas. They've warned that cutting supplies too quickly could trigger shortages, factory shutdowns, and soaring household bills. During the winter of 2022 to 2023, some EU states saw electricity prices surge more than 300%, fueled by reduced gas imports. To counter the threat of backdoor sales, Brussels is drafting rules to ban Russian gas that is rebranded as transit fuel via third countries. Meanwhile, Europe has signed a huge LNG deal with the United States worth up to $250 billion a year, making Washington its new energy guarantor. For Moscow, the loss of Europe was catastrophic. In 2021, Russia exported around 200 billion cubic meters of natural gas to Europe annually. The Nord Stream pipelines alone delivered 110 billion cubic meters, covering almost 40% of EU consumption. But sanctions, the sabotage of Nord Stream in 2022, and political rupture destroyed that trade almost overnight. In 2023, Gazprom's exports to Europe dropped below 60 billion cubic meters, a loss of more than two-thirds in just 2 years. In response, Russia has pivoted decisively toward China. The Power of Siberia 1 pipeline, launched in 2019, currently supplies around 22 billion cubic meters annually, with a long-term target of 38 billion cubic meters by 2025. Negotiations are nearly complete for Power of Siberia 2, a mega pipeline capable of delivering another 50 to 55 billion cubic meters per year, expected by the early 2030s. Together, these projects will channel close to 100 billion cubic meters annually to China, nearly half the volumes Europe once bought. For Beijing, this ensures decades of steady and cheaper energy, helping reduce its reliance on volatile LNG imports from the US, Qatar, and Australia. Iran is also becoming central to Russia's energy strategy. In 2023, Moscow and Tehran signed a deal allowing 110 billion cubic meters of Russian gas to transit through Iranian territory each year, roughly equivalent to Nord Stream's former capacity. This positions Iran as a Eurasian energy corridor, linking Russian gas to South Asia, the Middle East, and potentially Europe through back channels. Gazprom has also pledged $40 billion to help Iran exploit its own massive reserves, the world's second largest proven natural gas supply after Russia. If these projects scale, Iran could emerge as a regional hub controlling a vast network of Russian and Iranian exports. The implications are enormous. Europe, once Russia's biggest energy customer, has effectively shut the door. But Russia has already replaced much of that lost demand with long-term contracts in Asia and the Middle East. China alone is set to take almost half the volumes Europe used to buy. Iran provides a new southern route that bypasses the Baltic and Black Seas entirely. The result is a strategic shift in global energy flows. Europe is cut off, Asia is locked in, and Russia has secured new allies through energy diplomacy. What began as Europe's attempt to strangle Moscow's war chest has instead fueled the rise of a new energy empire stretching from Siberia to Beijing and Tehran. The West may have closed one market, but Russia has opened two others, reshaping the balance of power in global gas and oil. The age of Russian pipelines to Europe is over, and a new Eurasian energy map is already in place.